Yes. So, well, student, very good morning to everyone. As you know, nowadays we are studying the chapter second, federalism from political science. Before it, we studied first chapter from political science, that is power sharing. I told very close relation of first chapter power sharing to the second chapter, that is federal. Both chapter interpret us about the power sharing on the organs of government, among the organs of government, among the level of government. Most of the democracies of the world, they run majorly two type of government, two tier of government. That is first union government, it means central government, and second one state or regional government. But countries like India and other many more countries of Asia and Europe having a lot of population, just they are running third tier of government because of the diversity among the society of country on the basis of language, on the basis of ethnicity, on the basis of culture, basis of religion, and basis of other just like community. Okay, so today we will study the topic how is federalism practiced. What is the practice of federalism? It means in what way we are exercising the power among the level of government, and there are three tier of government in our country: central government, state government, and local government. In this chapter, federalism we studied about what is federalism, the key features of federalism, and what make India a federal country. So there are three level of subjects. So power and functions are divided into three level. That is the union list. It means subjects are governed by the central government. Second one, state list. Subjects, those are governed by state government. Third, concurrent list. Subjects are governed by both level of government, central and state government. Thereafter, we studied in this chapter how is federalism practiced in the first test basis on the first component, that is the linguistic state. Okay, so we studied that is the first test, that is the linguistic state. Okay, linguistic states. Before I explain the linguistic states, I want to some questions whatever we studied in last page in this chapter. I'm asking you. You have to just reply. If you do answer, immediately you should reply. Otherwise, you can say I don't know. Okay. So that is the question. How many tier of government are there in our country? I'm asking the question to a particular student. I'm calling the name Astha Srivastav and one more student Ansika Pal. So there are three types of governments in Yes. That is second one is state government and third is local government. Okay, very good. First central government, second state government, and third one that is local government. Also it is called Panchayati Raj. ये क्या जाना जाता है? So first is central government, and second is state government, and third one local. Local is also known Panchayati Raj. इसको पंचायती राज भी कहते हैं, राइट. वन मोर क्वेश्चन आई एम आस्किंग यू. Okay, that is the question. What is federalism? This question I am asking to Avjit Mishra and Ishant Mishra. Avjit Mishra and Ishant Mishra. Are you hearing me? What is federalism?
Yes, yes, sir.
Reply.
So federalism refers to the rotating powers on the basis of different linguistic base,
Yes,
or
yes. Very good.
and the powers are defined like
Okay.
central level, state level, and local level in
Very
our
good.
country.
Very good answer. Okay. It means federalism refers the structure of government in which power and functions are divided into majorly two tier of government. Okay, either small countries in population and other areas or big countries of the world. Majorly, the division of power into two tier of government. That is first central government and second one state government. Right. So I hope that the meaning of federalism that is very clear. Okay, just we are going to start the first stage where India became success for federal structure of government. In what way the central government of India or the Constitution of India became successful to run federal structure by dividing power into three tier of government, that is first central, second state, and third one local government. Now I am talking about linguistic states. If we talk about the power sharing on the basis of linguistic states, and division or the partition of states of the geographical boundary of the states in our country on the basis of linguistic states. Okay, so many languages and dialects are spoken in our country India. From ancient time, region to region, state to state in our country India, many more people they are speaking the different dialects and different languages. So linguistic states, if we discuss post independence, different kind of language were spoken in our country, according to which so many regions and states of the geographical boundary of the states was divided, was sketched, that is the particular state basis on the language. But so many princely states were there at the time of partition between India and Pakistan. In 1947, when India became free from British rule, then so many princely states were there. So it was the challenge before India how to merge in our country, Hindustan. Okay, so during that time, it was decided that in what respect we can decide the geographical boundary of the nation. On the linguistic base, the geographical boundary of the states were decided, and linguistic states having a different powers, like Jammu and Kashmir. Last year, you heard about a very big issue in our country, that was the Article 370. Okay, 370 give special power to Jammu and Kashmir state of India. After removing 370 article, then thus Jammu and Kashmir, just like all common states of India and Union territories of India. It means nowadays there is no special power, there is no special flag, there is no separate constitution uh, for Jammu and Kashmir state of India. Okay, so many states of India at the time of partition between India and Pakistan of 1947, so many states of India have unequal power, special power, less and more power. Okay, second test, and in this test, India became success. In this test, India became success. And second test, on the basis of second test, that is the language policy, also we became success. Either just we were feared. On the basis of language, if we distribute the geographical boundary of the state, certainly it will lead, disintegrate the nation. But it did not happen. लेकिन ऐसा नहीं हुआ. It became very advantageous. It became very profitable. On the basis of language, the state's geographical boundary was decided, and same language speakers, they are living in the same states nowadays in present time. It is very fruitful for the country. It reduced the conflict among the society. So that is the second test. It means language policy. Okay. Second test, that is the language policy. Also, we studied yesterday about the language policy. You know very well, in our country there are 22 official languages are there according to the constitution. Total 21 languages apart from official language or the national language Hindi. So that is one more. It is total 22 official languages, region to region, state to state in our country. 22 official languages are prescribed by the constitution of our country, and these 22 languages are read and write at the time of official information, official data, official writing or records. Anyone can use mother tongue or the official language which are prescribed by the state government, the Constitution of India, respectively wherever you are living in that particular state. Okay. So, in this language policy, we studied yesterday, besides Hindi, many more people they are speaking different kind of languages. Hardly 40% people they are speaking Hindi in our country. Okay. Despite of it, our central government of India decided to uh, just like a national language Hindi. Many more state of India they are speaking. So many people, thousands and lakhs of people, different kind of languages, state to state. Okay, unlike Sri Lanka, just we remember the example of Sri Lanka. It was the difficulty among the society of difficulty in Sri Lanka. It was the Tamil speaker and Tamil language. It was neglected by Sri Lankan government. This was the conflict in Sri Lanka. But here in our country, there is not a single language, either a little speaker of the language in our country. Our constitution, our government or the central government gave right to read and write the mother tongue and the language as a officially and office or institution of the state. Right. So, unlike Sri Lanka, you can see page number 20. Unlike Sri Lanka, the leaders of our country adopted a very cautious attitude in spreading the use of Hindi. According to the constitution, the use of English for official purpose was to stop in 1965. Due to the critical conditions of so many people or leaders, they criticize the popularity of Hindi. So, in our country in 1965, the official purpose English language were banned or stopped and restricted to read and write in the offices. But thereafter, so many peoples and leaders from South India, they rose up voice, and Tamil Nadu especially, movement took a violent form because in South India, in our country, most of the people they are able to speak English language. That's why they demanded to use English language in the offices. The central government responded by agreeing to continue the use of English along with the Hindi for official language. So it was the good decision by the central government of India. Government took decision to run to implement English language as well as Hindi language in our country. Okay. And so many critics think that this solution favored the English speaking elite. Most of the people of India, those who were speaking Hindi language, they thought this is the favor of English language, but not it is. Promotion of Hindi continued to be the official policy of the government of India. It means after introducing English language, Hindi language also always promoted in our country, and also it is using everyday life and offices of institution of the country anywhere in the country. This is the sense of promotion of Hindi language in our country. And promotion does not mean that the central government can impose Hindi on a state where people speak a different language. You know, if anyone is speaking the different or the apart from Hindi language, there is no force to use Hindi. If you are able to speak English, right, is English and other mother tongue or other language, you can use it. So central government of India didn't impose the use of Hindi in the offices of a particular state of country. Okay, for example, if you are the citizen of Kerala, your mother tongue is Malayalam. Okay, if you are able and read and write the language Malayalam, you can use in the office and institution of the state government along with the international language, that is the second language in English. Okay, so there is no impose by the central government of India. Restriction nahi hai. But one hand the government is promoting year to year our national language, Hindi. So the flexibility shown by Indian political leaders helped our country avoid the kind of situation that Sri Lanka find itself in. It is very good fact. In fact, the central government of India didn't impose the Hindi language for everyone everywhere. It reduced the conflict among the society and didn't create the situation like Sri Lanka. श्रीलंका में जैसी सिचुएशन क्रिएट हुई वैसी सिचुएशन हमारे यहाँ पर नहीं हुई, बिकॉज श्रीलंकन गवर्नमेंट क्रिएटेड अ सिचुएशन बाय इग्नोरिंग, नेग्लेक्टिंग द माइनॉरिटी लैंग्वेज, इट मींस तमिल. ओके, सो आर यू हियरिंग मी स्टूडेंट? आर यू हियरिंग मी?
Yes, sir.
Please tell me, what is the state language or the mother tongue of Karnataka? Reply. Okay, I'm taking attendance. Just a minute. You can reply. I'm taking your attendance. This question I am asking to Prateek Singh Chauhan. Prateek Singh Chauhan, reply. If you are hearing me, Prateek Singh Chauhan. Okay, I'm asking the question. What is the mother tongue and language of state Karnataka? Anushka Verma and Himani Mathur. You can reply. Yes. Anushka Verma, are you hearing me? Anushka Verma. Himani Mathur, are you able to listen me? Hussain Joha Zakir, please reply.
Sir,
Kannada, yes, yes, very good. I need to ask you, if you don't know answer, just you can say I don't know, sir. Okay, time waste नहीं करेंगे. If you are not knowing the answer, just you can say I don't know. Doesn't matter. I will tell you. Okay. And what is the state language or the mother tongue of Odisha? This question I am asking to. This question I am asking to Anant Avasthi and Krishna Pratap, Kshitij Dikshit, Anant Avasthi, Laksh Verma. You can reply. Yes.
please repeat the question.
What is the mother tongue or the state language of Odisha? बताइए. Odia. Very good. Odia language. Okay. And one more question I am asking. What is the state language, or also it is known mother tongue, the state Maharashtra? This question I am asking to सगुन चतुर्वेदी। यस, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। महाराष्ट्र की जो मदर टंग है, स्टेट लैंग्वेज है, दैट इज मराठी। कौन सी है? मराठी। ओके, नाउ जस्ट वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी थर्ड टेस्ट, सेंटर स्टेट रिलेशन। वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। Third test, basis on the federal structure of India became success, that is center-state relation. Center-state relation. Okay. So what is the center and state relation according to the constitution and subjects that are divided into the different kind of different level of government? You know, according to the textbook, you can see restructuring the center-state relation is one more way in which federalism has been strengthened in practices. Restructure. It means what is the frame or restructure by dividing the power between central government and state government, according to which they can exercise the power, they can govern the country or state. Okay, so that is the restructure. Also, how the constitutional arrangement for sharing power work in reality depends on a large extent of how the ruling parties and leaders follow this arrangement. You know, in our country, there are two kind of political parties. First is known, that is the national party, and second one, that is known regional party. Regional party. You know, so regional party or also it is known state party. Central, it means national political party, and regional party, just they can come together to form government in case of any, who is this? In case of national and regional parties, just they can come together to form government. Also, it is depending on the relation of the state and central government or the political parties to make or form coalition government. Okay, so this is the arrangement depending on the relation between central government and state government. For a long time, the same party ruled both at the center and most of the states. This means that the state government did not exercise their right as autonomous federal unit. Okay, so many times you observed in our country, the political party is running in the central government, the same political party will also govern power in the state government. That's example in present time, that is Uttar Pradesh and central government India. Bharatiya Janata Party is the political party of India, national political party. Also, it is exercising the power in central government, and also in our state Uttar Pradesh, the government, the running government is Bharatiya Janata Party. So this kind of situation also depending on the relation between the central government and state government, how much they can exercise the power. But if the central government just execute the power on the state government, in case both level of government run by same political party, so this is the autonomy of power. It means CM Yogi Adityanath, Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It means if Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave any order to CM Yogi Adityanath, he didn't and he doesn't deny, he doesn't refuse, he doesn't disobey. Okay, so it is the autonomous of power of same political party is running government on the both level of government, central government and state government. Okay, so as and when the ruling party at the state level was differing, the parties that ruled at the center tried to undermine the power of the states. Another case, if the central government having a different kind of political parties, and the power is exercised in the state government, that is run by a different political party. In this situation, the different political parties in central government and state government, in this case central government can undermine the power of state government. Okay, so it lead to less development, either the infrastructure human development overall, we can say. Okay. So in those days, the central government would often misuse the constitution to dismiss the state government that were controlled by rival parties. This undermined the spirit of federalism. It means in case such kind of action of the central government, if the central government undermine the power of state government, this is the harmful effects, and we can say undermine the spirit of democracy, undermine the spirit of federalism. सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट अगर अपना पावर यूज करती है, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को अंडरमाइन कर दी रहती है, डजंट गिव मोर बजट फॉर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द डेवलपमेंट एंड नेग्लेक्ट द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ ए पर्टिकुलर स्टेट. इट मीन्स इफ द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया doesn't give a proper budget for the development in the particular state, in this situation it could be called undermined. तो इसको अंडरमाइंड कहा जाएगा. ओके, मूव फर्दर. ऑल दिस चेंज सिग्निफिकेंटली आफ्टर 1990. ये चेंजेस की बात करते हैं आफ्टर 1990, 1990 के बाद. दिस पीरियड सॉ द राइज ऑफ रीजनल पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज इन मैनी स्टेट ऑफ कंट्री. So many state political parties could be seen in our country, state to state or region to region. Central government and national political parties are there, like Bharatiya Janata Party, Indian National Congress, Bahujan Samaj Party, and many more other parties. But mostly in our countries, region to region, state to state, so many states or the regional political parties are there. This was also the beginning of the era of coalition government. Very important term is coming, that is the coalition government. Okay, so when the popularity could be seen region to region and state to state of the state political parties, then it is the beginning of the era coalition government. Okay, so coalition government, I'm asking you, what is the coalition government? ये coalition government क्या होती है? Do you know about it? Okay, if anyone know what is the coalition government, please reply. I'm asking to Padamnab. Padamnab, are you hearing me? Reply. Please reply.
Yes, sir. Coalition government is a type of government in which two or more political parties of same ideologies make combine together to go against the ruling party.
It means when government is formed, two or more than two political parties making alliance. एक अलायंस बना लिया जाता है, उसके बाद में हम गवर्नमेंट को फॉर्म करते हैं बाई सेकिंग हैंड टू many more political parties, either the so many state or the regional parties, then it is known coalition government. So this is the trend could be seen in our country after 1990. 1990 के बाद हमारे देश में आप देख रहे होंगे so many times either in the states or the central government is formed by joining hands to another political parties or making alliance. It means coalition government. Okay, so since no single party got a clear majority in the Lok Sabha, the major national parties had to enter into alliance with many parties, including several regional parties, to form a government at the center. So this led to a new culture of power sharing and respect for the autonomy of state government. It is very advantageous. It means it is the base of power sharing to the state government. Before 1990, the central government of India could undermine the state government. But when the beginning of coalition government with the state or the regional political parties, certainly the central government of India cannot undermine the power and importance of state government or the state political party. Also, this is the good way to respect the political party, to respect the states and uh, power share. Okay. So this trend was supported by a major judgment of the Supreme Court that made it difficult for the central government to dismiss state government in an arbitrary manner. It action was taken by the Supreme Court of India in our country when the central government of India dismissed the power of state government. In this reference, Supreme Court took action. So it was just finalized by the Supreme Court. The any political party or the national political party can join hands, make alliance to form government, either the state government or central government. So central government to dismiss the power in an arbitrary manner. Thus, federal power sharing is more effective today than it was in the early years after the Constitution came into force. When our Constitution of India came into force in 1950, thereafter, the impact and effects of the power sharing and federal power sharing it is very effective nowadays and present time. Okay, and year to year it is introducing, it is strengthening to run and to form government, either state government or central government. Turn over the page. Page number 22, linguistic diversity of India. If we talking about which is the language is spoken in our country by a largest population size, सबसे ज़्यादा कौन सी लैंग्वेज हमारे देश में बोली जाती है और सबसे ज़्यादा बोलने वाले स्पीकर किसके हैं? जस्ट यू कैन सी द लिस्ट शेड्यूल्ड लैंग्वेजेस ऑफ द इंडिया. So these are the scheduled languages of India. Okay, and if just we are observing Hindi, the 41.03%. Hindi 41.03%. Okay, Hindi language क्या है? 41.03% people of India they are speaking Hindi language. इट मीन्स दीज आर द शेड्यूल्ड लैंग्वेजेस ऑफ इंडिया. ये इंडिया की शेड्यूल्ड लैंग्वेजेस हैं. असम 1.28, बंगाली 8.11, बोडो 0.13, डोगरी 0.22, गुजराती 4.48, हिंदी 441, कन्नड़ 3.69, कश्मीरी 0.54, कोंकणी 0.24, मैथिली 1.18 and Malayalam 3.21. Like this, many more other states of India. Okay, and turn over the page. Next topic that is very important is coming decentralization in India. You know, when we discussed about the power sharing, federalism structure, separate jurisdiction power of the state government and central government, certainly we can see this is the power sharing on the level of government. So power sharing on the level of government is non-decentralization. विकेंद्रीकरण. जब पावर को डिवाइड कर दिया जाता है दैट इज नॉन डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन. तो हम उसको क्या कहते हैं? डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन कहते हैं. इन व्हाट वे इन अवर कंट्री डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन वाज हैपेंड एंड व्हाट वाज द रिक्वायरमेंट टू डिसेंट्रलाइज द पावर? India is a vast country having 135 crore population. So such a way, this is very much required to share power to remote sensing area and to local level, village to place. Thereafter, we can develop the infrastructure. Thereafter, we would be able to develop human life. Each and every village of India, also we can say rural India and urban India. Okay. So, decentralization power. When we discuss about decentralization of power, we can say the power is shared. Power is decentralized in our country into three tier of government. Already I told it. Okay, student. So just it is ending our session, and thank you. Have a nice day.